Would you still want 1 million views if you knew it wouldn't make you rich? Well, I've blown up 4 YouTube channels. I've gotten over 1.6 billion views on YouTube. And it wasn't actually until I quit making viral videos and I just focused on the anti-viral method that I went from making $1,000 a month to making over $57,000 the very first month using this method, locking in my spot as a Skool Games winner and meeting Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens. There's 8 methods you need to understand to make loads of money with the anti-viral method. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do to get more leads, booked calls, and sales from YouTube without going viral. Make sure you're rowing in the right boat. And if you don't do this, you're gonna waste so much time it's not even funny. So I spent over 3 entire years making videos for gamers. And it's great. You know, I started the channel in 2020 when I was 16. It ended up getting me my first few YouTube plaques, and it taught me the ropes of YouTube, which led me to where I am now. So no, I don't regret it, but get this. So I wanted to make more money. You know, I was getting a fuckload of views, but I wanted to make more money, not just from AdSense. And so I started a Skool community. I figured out, you know, I got a $4,000 sponsorship from like NordVPN, and I'm like, that isn't for gamers at all. It's just for random people. But if I made a product for my specific audience, you know, NordVPN's only paying me for a 1-minute integration if they're actually making money off of it. If they make $4,000 off of me talking about their product for 1 minute, I should talk about something related to gaming and I'll make a lot fucking more money. And so I started a $9 a month Skool community where I taught these gamers how to get better at the game. This game is called Geometry Dash, if any of you know that. And so in 9 months, I grew this business to, drum roll, $1,000 a month. Yeah. And yes, I was getting a fuckload of leads. I was getting hundreds of millions of views per month. So many leads, but nobody was converting and nobody was buying. Some people bought, you know, about 100 people. And so I was making $1,000 a month. And my friends, you know, I made some entrepreneur friends by that point, other YouTubers or business owners, and they knew I was struggling, trying to make money, trying to make this work. I was like, no, I'm gonna still fucking do it. I'm just persisting. I'm just, you know, Jeff Bezos, you know, they used to call him, it's Scamazon, but now it's Amazon and you just gotta persist. Basically, my friends told me I was just rowing in the wrong boat. And so eventually someone told me something that got me to realize, oh fuck, you're probably right. And so I switched from gaming to helping entrepreneurs with YouTube. And entrepreneurs have money. 12-year-old gamers don't. And I made $57,000 in the first 30 days helping entrepreneurs rather than helping gamers get better at the game. And so with this gaming audience, I had 2 million followers. There's actually 2.6, 2.5 million of the gaming audience. Hundreds of millions of views a month. Over 1.6 billion views total. That got me to 1,000 a month after 9 months of trying to grow this. 9 months. Like 9 months. That's a lot of months. Like 270 days. But with this entrepreneur audience of about 300 people inside of a free Skool community, which I will explain to you in a little bit, I made $57,000 in the first month. 300 people, $50,000. 2 million people, $1,000. Make sure you are rowing in the right boat. Now, number 2, don't make videos for everyone. And so this mistake cost me so much fucking progress, and I really hope that you do not make this mistake too. So after winning the Skool Games, and I made $57K in a month, I started a new YouTube channel with the YouTube growth niche, obviously. And so I wanted to go viral so I could prove, you know, I know what I'm doing. Because being a YouTube coach without having a YouTube channel isn't a good look. And being a YouTube coach with a tiny little YouTube channel is also not a good look. And so I wanted to go viral, and so I did. I made a viral video. It now has over 6 million views. It was called How Much YouTube Paid Me for 1.3 Billion Views. But, you know, that's great, right? No. So here's where the problem came in. It has a $1 RPM. So an RPM is how much YouTube pays you per 1,000 views. And basically, it's a really good reference for the buying power that your audience has. And so when I was making gaming videos for 12-year-olds, you know, my audience's buying power was not a lot, which is why I could hardly monetize, even with a $9 product. And so my RPM there was about $1. The RPM in the YouTube growth niche was also fucking dollar. How the fuck is that possible? Well, it's because everybody in the world was curious how much YouTube pays you for 1.3 billion views. Now, I did too good of a job. I made that video, like basically anybody could watch that video. I even had my friend send me an image of his mom texting him like a screenshot from Facebook where she saw like someone wrote an article, man reveals how much YouTube paid him for 1 billion views. The results might shock you. Like people were seeing ads on Facebook about this shit. It was clearly a topic that so many people were interested in. And unfortunately, not just my niche. My shirt is so shiggly shaggly. I look like Shaggy. That's okay. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And so, basically, this fucked over my channel. And so I made $6,000 from AdSense, but that's from 6 million views, so $1 per 1,000 views. But it hardly got me qualified leads. So I got some people, I was doing low ticket at the time, so I got some people to join my $99 offer. And I actually had like William Brown reach out to me, and we did a few deals together. So it got people to see me. It gave me a bunch of attention, but it didn't get me qualified leads. And here's where the real problem came in. You know, if that was just a viral video and it didn't get me qualified leads, fuck, whatever, doesn't matter, blew up my channel. But despite having 57,000 subscribers, my high quality leads were still coming from Skool, not YouTube. And so I'll tell you more about Skool later. Not like a promo for it, just like how I made $57,000 on Skool without any audience. And then basically all of my videos were being recommended to the people that watched my viral video, not people who I wanted to watch the videos, who I was making the videos for. So I was making these educational YouTube videos, helping people get leads from YouTube, you know, how to make valuable educational content, improve your thumbnails, titles, stuff like that, stuff people need. And it was not being recommended to those people. Instead, it was being recommended to the same people that my viral video was recommended to, which is a bunch of fucking random people giving me a $1 RPM. And what really set into motion me starting this new channel that you're watching now is I was helping my client Samuel, who makes content for artists, and he helps artists paint better landscapes. His RPM was $8. So YouTube pays him 8 times more money per 1,000 views than me. I'm in the help you make money from YouTube niche. He's in the paint better landscapes niche. How the fuck would his audience have an 8 times higher buying power than my audience? Well, it's obviously because I hit the wrong audience. And also because a lot of artists are old and have money. Rather than, whatever. And so basically that's why I started this new channel. Because even with an audience that big, it was just being recommended to the wrong people. And so versus when I won the Skool games, where I basically had a free Skool community and I got 300 people in it by posting just Loom videos in a few different Skool communities that I knew there were entrepreneurs in. I got them to join my free Skool community, and I'll tell you more about how I sold them later. But 300 people of basically the right niche versus versus 2 million people of the wrong niche. So 2 million people of the wrong niche, or a shitty niche, of random people got me $1,000 a month. And then 300 people of the right niche got me $57,000 in the first month. And now I've started this new channel, and I'm making, you know, content for a very specific kind of person, not getting many views, but I noticed last night one of my videos started getting traction. It got like 1,000 views overnight, and it's my last video. And I got about like 25 people to join my free community overnight, and I kicked like 15 of them, but like 10 of them were decently qualified people. And so now I'm getting leads from this new channel, more leads than I got, even though I still get 5,000 to 10,000 views per day on this other channel. It's not getting me leads. Like, people are not joining, which is crazy to me. 1,000 views overnight on this channel gets 25 people to join, whereas the other channel gets hardly anybody to join ever, even though it's getting like 5,000 to 10,000 views per day. And it's supposed to be in the YouTube growth niche. And so this is what I'm talking about. Do not make videos for everybody. I hope my point is being made. And by the way, if you want help figuring out how to stand out in your niche, whatever that niche is, I have a free training linked below with an AI bot called Kai's YouTube Engine, and it's actually fucking sick, or calls Kai's Engine GPT, and you basically have a conversation with it, and it helps you build your channel strategy, completely free. So go check that out down below. Now, lesson number 3, sell something expensive. Thank you very much. So unless you have a massive audience and your problem is too much traffic, which you don't fucking have because you're watching this video, you probably shouldn't be selling anything under $1,000. And I know that might sound crazy. So many people have limiting beliefs about it. I'm not an expert. I'm not qualified of shit. I'm not a master enough qualification. I don't have a PhD in mathematics. I'm not a scientist. I can't sell something for more than $2. But seriously, dude, just get past that. Just shut the fuck up. And my $9 a month group took me 9 months to get to $1,000 a month. Okay? When I started selling something for $1,000, I made $4,000 the first day, which is about how much I made in total over the 9 months of growing the other thing. First day, $1,000 selling to the right people versus $9 selling to the wrong people. And the thing is, when you price it higher, people also see it as higher value, so they treat it as higher value. If you're selling a group for $1,000 per month, which is what I was doing, everybody in that group can afford $1,000 per month. Whereas if you're selling something for $9 a month, everybody in that group can afford selling for $9 a month. They're not necessarily people who are making money online. They're not necessarily high value, high disciplined people. I'm not saying people are better than other people, but if you want a high value group, if you charge more, people will see it as higher value. People will take it more seriously, and the only people that do join are going to be people that can afford that. And so especially in like the make money online stuff, charge higher and you literally give more value just by being a higher price. But people also take it more seriously and you can give them better results. Another thing is like you can't give people much one-on-one attention if you're selling like a $20 a month group. And if you're like, yo, I could help you solve this problem, join my group for $20 a month. We have a free course and weekly Q&As. By the way, I have a free course and weekly Q&As for free. Join below, but it doesn't cost money. I'm not trying to sell it for $19 a month. But if I told you, hey, I'm going to have a call with you and figure out your personal situation, everything that's going wrong to prevent you from achieving, desired outcome. And then I'm going to walk you through my 5-step system and I'm going to, keep you accountable every single day until you hit your goal. How the fuck could that be $19? If I put a $5,000 price point on that, people would be like, okay, yeah, I mean, fuck, $5,000, man. I could buy a lot of hot Cheetos for that, but you know what? This is probably going to get me to where I want. Would I rather have what I want or would I rather have $5,000? I think I'd rather have what I want. So here's $5,000. And so people will give you more. You will be able to do more. There's many reasons you should sell something more expensive, but basically, if your goal is money, which most likely it is, you want to make more money, help more people, purpose, whatever, you probably want to make more money, sell something for more expensive. And when I won the Skool games, I sold a $999 a month offer because that's the highest you could price a Skool community. And I thought it was too much. But people were buying it like popcorn at the movie theater. Not really. You don't hop on sales calls to buy popcorn. But you know what I mean. I had no idea that I could make a few thumbnails for people. I could help people with their videos and just give them like my one-on-one direct feedback on what they're doing. And they'd be like, yeah, I'll pay you $1,000 a month. Sure. It's like, damn, oh my God. I'm getting on sales calls, closing people at like 50%. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I've never done this before. I had to brute force my $9 community. So sell something more expensive to people who have money. And I also sold like, after I won the Skool games, I quickly shut down the community for reasons I'll talk about in the next lesson. But I moved on to selling like $8,000, even $10,000 mentorship offers. And I remember the night I actually pitched this guy. This was crazy. This was a belief breaker for me. So I was on a sales call with this guy. He told me he had spent like $300,000 on education so far. And I'm like, damn, I'm gonna name a high price. And so it was basically, I was gonna guarantee he wins the Skool games. And I pitched him $50,000. And that was fucking crazy to get on my brain. I was like, oh my God. So then basically he's like, I can't do 50K right now. But I could put down 10K today and then 40K once we get to the goal. And so that day I collected 10K, and it's crazy because my goal for such a long time was make 10K a month, trying to manifest it. Make 10K a month, make 10K a month, let's fucking go. And it took me so long, but I finally got there. But then, you know, after this, I just made 10K in an hour on a sales call. And obviously I had to deliver for that guy, I had to help him, but yeah, crazy shit. Sell higher price, you will make more money. Now, just as a wrap up on this lesson, sell something expensive. Wrong audience with millions of views, struggling to make $1,000 a month. Right on audience with 300 people, $57,000 in 30 days. Do you get it? Yes, you probably do. Lesson number 4, under promise and over deliver. So many people make this mistake. And if you do this, you will not last very long. You know, you want to make money consistently and, you know, have freedom and enjoy life and stuff. Well, if you don't do this, you will not have that and you will die. A sad death. Painful. I'm kidding. So I overpromised when I won the Skool games. And that is because my number one goal for 2024 was to win the Skool games. And by the time I realized it was possible, I went all fucking in. I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all in. And so put it at the highest price point, $9.99 per month, and offer everything I possibly could. I'll do your titles, your thumbnails. I'll help you write your hooks. I'll help you structure your videos. I'll have one-on-one calls with you. I'll give you a full channel review when you join. And I'll also do group calls every week. I hadn't done any of this before or sales calls. So all of this was new to me. It scared the fuck out of me, but I was like, I'm going to go all in. I'm giving a full unconditional refund guarantee. And I basically offered everything I could for the highest price I could. And it worked. I got a bunch of people to join. I did shit that worked. Anyways, because of this, when people saw they didn't immediately have 1 million views, and because I overpromised, I was like, bro, I'm going to give you everything I possibly can. Where else can you get a YouTuber with 2 million subscribers to help you at this price? You can't. You're going to blow up your channel. Boom. And when people saw they didn't immediately make $1 million, get 1 million views, they felt disappointed and they wanted a refund. And so I also had people just not even make videos and ask for a refund. And that's because if you think about it, if you offer an unconditional refund guarantee on something like this, where it's like, yes, I'm helping you with some parts of your videos, but you still have to make them. So it's like, I could do a whole bunch of work and try to blow up my channel, which I don't even know if it's going to work. I'm just going to do a whole bunch of work and spend $1,000 a month. Or I could get my $1,000 back and not do any work. That's why a bunch of people didn't even do the fucking work. And so, yeah. And I basically, I woke up with like painful anxiety every single day, every single morning. I hated my life because it was just too much. I hadn't done any of it before. You know, you're supposed to live at your edge where you're a little bit out of your comfort zone. You're not supposed to do everything fucking new at once in a fuckload of it and cram your days with it. I just got overwhelmed and I couldn't fucking do it, so I shut the community down. But on the opposite end of that, I ran, and this was over a year ago, but recently, a month or two ago, I ran a 6-week cohort and I sold it for $2,000. Took sales calls, wasn't too nervous for them. Group calls, wasn't too nervous for them. The hard part was actually building the lessons. But basically, I didn't offer a refund guarantee at all. And I basically offered 1 group call per week where I present a lesson and then we make a video together. And that's what I sold people. You know, I made it sound better. I positioned it in a cool way. But I tried to make it not sound very cool. I was like, yeah, you get this for 6 weeks, blah, blah, blah. But I way over-delivered. And I made thumbnails for basically each of them. Not for each video, but for multiple of their videos. I made thumbnails and titles for them. I planned out their whole videos for them. And I made personal idea generation GPTs for each of them. And this shit was crazy. So it was a lot of fucking work on my end. But because of that, nobody asked for a refund, and I got testimonials from a lot of them. And even someone said, like, after the first call, like, this is the best investment I made this year. And he buys a lot of mentorship and coaching and courses and stuff. But it's just because I set the expectations low, and I was like, yeah, you could probably get results from this dude. He called me to make sure, he didn't even have a sales call to join. He just called me. And he's like, yo, can you call? I was like, yeah, bro, let me call you. And then, he's like, do you think this would help me? And I was like, yeah. And then he joined, but I really under-promised. And I know it's so tempting to over-promise because you just want to get the sales in the door. But I swear, like, you will not last very long because people will tell each other about their experience of you. And especially if you're in the YouTube game, like you're trying to build a personal brand, which is essentially your reputation. And what matters most is what your customers have said about you. And so if you have customers that are like, yeah, no, this dude way fucking overpromised. He didn't give me what he said he would. I didn't get any fucking results. This shit sucked. He was just ignoring me and took my money and wouldn't give me a refund when I asked. Like, you do not want those people. And so even if you don't have a refund guarantee, refund if people asked. And I still do that. And definitely just underpromise. You can make things sound cool and increase people's perceived likelihood of achievement without having to overpromise and give a guarantee. I promise that. Just by having proof and having a system that makes sense. Yeah. And so, like, for example, if I were to tell you, I'll get you 1 million views in 90 days or in 24 hours, you probably wouldn't even believe that. But if I told you, yo, I'm going to hop on a call with you, this is going to be our first game plan call where I figure out why you're not getting as many leads as you want out of YouTube, why your videos aren't performing well, and I'm going to look at your ideas, your titles, your thumbnails, and then after this call, I'm going to craft up a full channel revamp for you where I figure out your packaging for you, I figure out your ideas for you, and help you make your next 4 videos to set in motion what is going to actually build your channel and build your personal brand over time. And then over the next 90 days, I'm going to keep you accountable to keep making a weekly video. And this will, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. That sounds much more realistic, and you would actually believe that it would get you results because of my own proof and my personalized attention to you rather than just some crazy promise. Now, lesson number 5. Figure out what you hate and what you enjoy. So I was at $50,000 MRR, monthly recurring revenue. I saw it on my dashboard, looked amazing, 50K MRR. Oh my God, it's fucking lit. But I hated my life. Like, I fucking despised waking up every day. Not that I didn't want to wake up. I went through that phase in middle school. But I realized I couldn't possibly deliver on what I had promised to over 50 people. I can't make I can't help you with every single video. I can't help 50 plus fucking people make 4 videos a month every month. That's crazy. And so I woke up with just horrible, crippling anxiety. I hated getting out of bed. I woke up like sweating. I didn't know sleep stress was a thing, like a metric you could track, but I'm sure mine was pretty fucked. And so the next 12 months I was basically also depressed because I had such a high from winning the school games. And then I just had so much disappointment because of like the drop off of like, all right, I have to shut down this community. I'm losing all of the progress I built. I feel like an imposter where it's like 50K MRR. I won the games, but then it just went to 0 where other people's communities, a lot of them were still up making money and I'm comparing myself to these other people. But despite that, I still showed up nearly every day. Even if I didn't do a lot of work, I did some work. I tested different offers. I tried doing low ticket groups. I tried doing high ticket mentorship. I tried doing done for you services. I did a bit of both all over the place, affiliate ventures and shit. And I discovered that I absolutely hate certain things. For example, I don't like having to make thumbnails and titles for people because it's like them creating work for me rather than me creating my own work. Whereas what I do like is building courses because I get to figure out what course to make, what to make out of it. I like making content because I figure out what idea to make, how to make it, how to script it, how to record it. Do I want to make this edited? Do I want to riff off of bullet points? And I like making AI tools. Now, I don't like having one-on-one calls with people because then you have to do a certain thing at a certain time, and I'm not a very rigid person like that. I like more flowing with ideas that I like doing and creating shit. And maybe that's gay, but I don't care. So I figured out what I like and what I don't like. And there's definitely going to be some people that are like, I do not want to have a fucking Skool community. I just want to make thumbnails for people. That sounds like the best thing in the world. Where you just sit behind a screen all day and you don't have to interact with everybody. And like, I just don't like that. It feels like having a boss. I don't like having like a just like a client. I mean, I like having clients, but not when they're like my full responsibility and they tell me what they need help with every day and then I have to figure out how to help them and stuff like that. I'd rather have a bunch of like customers, it's basically the same thing, but where in my community we have group calls where I show up to once a week and I can build courses for them, I can build AI tools for them, and they can post in the community every single day and I can answer their questions. Answering questions, giving feedback is way easier than like, all right, I gotta look at your video idea, I gotta make a thumbnail and title for you, but I realize this is probably a shitty idea anyway. No matter what thumbnail and title I make, it's gonna suck. And also, if your hook isn't good, then this doesn't matter anyway. So it's just like a lot of complicated shit I don't like. And this is gonna be different in your niche, but essentially, I know what kind of offers I like to deliver on based on experience. And I now can combine what works, what sells with what I enjoy doing so that I can make something valuable that people actually want, expensive because it's valuable, so I make money from it, and it's something I enjoy doing. And so to figure this out, you basically have to try different stuff. But remember, you might hate it simply because you suck at it. And so this is something where you need to tap into your intuition. Is this something I suck at? And that's why I don't enjoy doing it. For example, me doing group calls. I've always been an introvert. I've always had social anxiety. And so the first group calls, I was fucking terrified. I did not like them. I'm like, this sucks. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to direct the group. How am I a leader? These people are older than me. How am I supposed to like coach them on something? But over time, I kept doing it and I got better at it. And I've gotten good at answering questions. And I've had people have really big breakthrough moments on calls, which is really satisfying. And now I realize that before it's just because I lacked the skill of it. And it's actually pretty similar with sales calls for me. But for making thumbnails, it's something I enjoy doing. It's probably something I'm better at than almost anything else. But it's just not my kind of thing. Like, I'm not that unscalable service kind of guy. I'm more of like make videos that a lot of people can watch and be creative and make products a lot of people can buy and sell something expensive, sell something cheap. Just figure out cool things that I want to do and do them rather than like being very rigid. I'm going to create this thing and then I'm going to sell it over here. It's like it's just not me. But some people are totally like that. And so for you just have to try different things. So make different kinds of videos, sell different kinds of products. But don't, sell one thing one day and be like, oh, it's not working. I got to move it to this. I got to change the price. I got to do this. We'll talk about that in the last lesson. But remember that you might not enjoy something because it's a lack of skill. And that has been a absolutely huge lesson for me many times. You might feel like, well, this is kind of like surface level. Like, I don't know. And I've thought that many times about YouTube. Like, I don't want to be the YouTube guy. Like, that's all I am. I want to be like the cool, super creative ideation, audience growth, education, help people. But that doesn't resonate with anybody except for me. And so I need to figure out something I'm really good at, figure out somebody I want to work with that I can actually help, and then do that and get better at it. And that builds passion over time rather than like thinking I'm just going to fall in love with something that I try rather than having to get good at it. So I'm going to stop talking about that. You get the point. Number 6, sell to people you want to work with. So if you don't get this right, you're going to be in a freaking horrible situation. And you're going to be stuck in that situation for a long time. 9 months into building my freaking gaming community, my friend who actually makes $100K a month through gaming coaching, like Rocket League coaching, saw I didn't really enjoy what I was doing. He saw I was struggling and he asked me this question that changed the trajectory of my life. He asked me, who are you trying to prove yourself to? And I remember the moment he asked me, I went, holy fuck, you're right. Oh my God. What the fuck? Like, how have I been so blind to this? And I realized I had been making short form content, viral content that just blew up, that just got views. It wasn't good videos, it was just funny videos that got views. And a large chunk of the Geometry Dash community hated me. They still hate me for some reason. I didn't do anything morally wrong, but they just hated me because I made content that got more views than everybody else without putting in the effort that everybody else put in. to each video, which like, okay. But I could tell it did affect me. And I was trying to make this thing called Geometry Smash, which was a community where I help people get better at the game and then learn to set goals for real life. It was basically like, get them in for what they want and then help them with real life. So the course is a lot about how to get better at the game, but it's also a lot about mindsets, about setting goals. It's about stuff that's helped me improve my life. And so I was trying to create this like really, really fucking good thing. And I wanted to prove myself to the community that I could make something valuable because my content was not valuable. And that's why I kept persisting. So I realized it wasn't about this business, persistence, resilience, discipline that kept me going. It was my ego. It was my fear of becoming a failure and the community still not liking me. And guess what? They still don't like me. I don't give a shit. And so I was also selling to people who I didn't really want to work with. And that showed, and my lack of passion showed. If I really wanted to work with these people, I would have made it work faster. It took me 9 months to get to 1,000 MRR, like 100 members. But I didn't really want to work with little gamer kids who couldn't stop jerking off and shit like that. I wanted to work with people who I could resonate with, who had big goals, who had big ambitions, just like me, and who I could help with my specific skill set of growing an audience. And that's become a lot more purposeful. And now that I've surrounded myself with those kind of people, it gives me energy to be around those people. And so just for another example, I saw somebody recently ask, should I stay in the nofap niche? And I commented and I was like, you want to work with people who you want to be surrounded by. And like, I've thought that before. Like, do I want to help people quit porn? That'd be great. That'd be purposeful. Do I want to get on calls with people and be like, dude, stop jerking off. No, don't do it again, little buddy. You need to think about how is this going to affect your life going down the line if you keep gooning, little buddy. No, I don't want to fucking do that. It's disgusting to me. That's horrible. Ew. Fuck. Ugh. Fuck you. But some people can get down in that goop and fucking work with those horribly addicted people, and they find purpose in that, and they want to do that. And I think that's absolutely incredible because so many people need that. And so many people need so many other things that I personally am not willing to help them with. I don't want to help people quit addictions, especially gross ones. I don't want to help people grow their YouTube channel if they make OnlyFans management content. I don't want to help entertainers. I want to help people who help people. And I've realized that, so those are the only people I help. And so you want to be very specific about the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. And if you are selling a community, build a community of people you want to surround yourself with. Not just people who have like a certain problem that sucks to be around. Like something I realized was like, you know, I'm into manifestation and stuff, but I joined one manifestation community and I joined one of the group calls, and it's like a bunch of like hippies on drugs that like have no idea what to do with their life. And I don't think there's anything wrong with hippies. There's nothing intrinsically wrong with drugs. But, and I over-exaggerated there. But a lot of these people just seem like very lost. They are not the kind of people to want to put effort into something. And so the idea of manifestation is very attractive. Whereas for me, I want to manifest on top of my work. I want to manifest more work. I want to manifest me becoming more disciplined and resilient. And I understand I can't just sit there and meditate all day and attract abundance or whatever. But the manifestation, a lot of people, if you communicate it in the wrong way, attracts those kind of people. And so if I'm in a manifestation community, I would not want to attract those kind of people. And I'd be very careful about my messaging to not attract those kind of people. And so if you do this correctly, you won't have resistance towards your work and towards your business. So I make videos specifically for educational creators who want to help more people and make more money because those are the kind of people I want to surround myself with. And because of that, this makes me not resent my business and not resent my customers. So I can keep doing what I need to do to build my business, make more money, progress down this track of mastery that I'm on, or whatever the fuck this is. And I don't need to be super disciplined to do that, because I'm not putting myself in a group of people who I fucking hate, who I can't resonate with, who I can't wait to stop talking to. Often, my group calls are like 1 hour, but often we'll go 2 hours just because we're having an interesting conversation. And that wouldn't happen if I was, I actually did group calls with these like gaming, the gaming community, where we would all play Geometry Dash together. And I got off the fucking minute the time was up, because I didn't want to be on that call anymore. I didn't want to hang out with those people. Now, I've made my point. Number 7, give away as much for free as fucking possible. So many people get this wrong. So many people get this wrong. The market judges you based on your free stuff, not your paid stuff. And so if you don't have free stuff, or your free stuff sucks, nobody will trust you enough to buy your paid stuff. And so basically, the way I won the Skool games was I posted valuable Loom videos, uncut Loom videos of me explaining something about how entrepreneurs could get more views on YouTube, more leads from YouTube, stuff I've learned from getting, a lot of views on YouTube. And I was just active on Skool, because I know there's a ton of entrepreneurs on Skool. So I was in the main Skool community, which is now called Schoolers, and I was in like a few different other Skool communities, and I would just post. And by posting a lot and people commenting on your post and engaging with it, if it's a valuable post, people will click on your profile, and then on your profile, they can see the communities you host. And so I had a free community, and I had more value in this free community. So I think I had free course, and then I was like, I'll offer you a free call with me in this community, which was obviously a sales call. But basically my strategy was free value, not even on YouTube. This was on Skool. Not many views. Free value on Skool, Loom videos. People would click my profile, join my free community. I would make posts with more value, and with CTAs to get people to book a call. On this call, I would sell them my paid $999 a month offer. And this is how I won the Skool games. And I didn't have a YouTube channel. And so the title of this video, I think, is how I made $57,000 with under 1,000 subscribers. Bro, I had 0 subscribers, but I only had 300 people in my free community. So I was essentially promoting to an audience of 300 people. And the difference is that they were the right people. And so that's why I've started this new channel, where now I have 100 subscribers rather than my other channel that has 2,380,000, 200,000, something else. And then I have a channel with 57,000 or 58,000. And it's just like that. Those channels don't get me high quality leads. And I can't do what I want. I can't help the people I want. I can't surround myself with the people I want to surround myself with and make as much money as I want to with those viral channels. But instead, this like tiny little niche audience made me so much money in a month from just doing the right stuff. Not being amazing at sales calls, not having a perfect VSL, a perfect funnel, anything like that. But basically what got me the results that month, and what has gotten me results after that month, was just giving away free value. And a lot of people are like, well, what if I give too much away for free and then people don't want to buy my paid stuff because I just helped them too much? Bro, that is not going to happen. Delete that belief right now. The more you give away for free, the more people will want to pay you for your paid stuff. And the more valuable your free stuff, the more valuable people think your paid stuff is. It's just like a principle. That's how it works. It's like a law of the universe. So I keep giving away as much free stuff as possible. And I basically give away everything that doesn't take me time and money to deliver. And so, like, for example, courses take me time up front, but no time and money to deliver. So I can give that away for free. Link down below. Custom GPTs take me time up front, but it doesn't get... But I've been talking for 40 minutes. This is too long. But doesn't take me time or money to deliver. Now, I also made an AI app that leverages Google Gemini to make thumbnails. Now, that does cost me money. That costs me a lot of money because it uses Google Gemini's most powerful AI model. So I only give that to my paying members, or else I would go broke. I can't give that away for free. I wish I could. And yeah, so give away as much as possible for free. And speaking of free stuff, I made a GPT trained on writing hooks for you based on a bunch of proven videos. And you can use it to write proven hooks for you. And so it's free in the first link below. Click the link. Yeah. Now, number 8, stay consistent. And if you can't get this down, you're going to live the same 6 months for the rest of your life. Take it from the top. If you can't get this down, you're going to live the same 6 months for the rest of your life and die with the dark pit of regret because you know you didn't do enough. You didn't take enough risks. And you made the same mistake over and over again. So now that I've found what I hate and what I enjoy and who I want to work with, and I have an offer in place and a system to get people to buy that offer, I basically just need to stay consistent and do more until the next problem comes up. Let me give an example. I was on a sales call the other day, and it was actually yesterday, and I didn't close this sales call. And it was basically, I ran this guy through the script. Great guy. And it was my fault. I know I could have helped him, and I did not pitch him well enough. By the end of the call, I asked him, from a 1 out of a 10, how confident are you that you're a good fit for this? He said a 5. I was like, what makes you say that? He's like, I just don't think this is a good fit for me. You know, this is mostly focused around YouTube, but half of it is like the school side. And I want like help with like the business, not just YouTube. And I'm like, yeah, I totally understand that. But like, remember how we talked about solving problems that don't exist yet. Like your problem right now is that you're not booking enough calls and closing enough calls. Your problem isn't that your school community funnel isn't optimized and it's not the right model, like cohort, whatever. You have an offer. You have a way to book calls. He converts from free members to calls at a very high percentage. You just need more traffic. And I could definitely help you with that. And he agreed I could help him with that. But he was afraid that if I help him with that, he was going to get too many leads and not have the right system on Skool. And I'm like, dude, I can help you with Skool. Like, I do this too. But that wasn't what the pitch was about. And the thing is, he was worried about a problem that didn't exist yet. I kept telling him, dude, if we get you too many leads, that's a good thing. That's a wonderful problem to have. And most likely, you won't have that problem. And we will optimize your school community when the time is right. But you don't need to join an all-in-one, I'll help you with your school, YouTube, everything, whatever fucking offer, because you're solving problems that don't exist yet. Solve the problem that is going to get you to where you need to get to solve the next problem. Solve the problem that's going to create the next problem. More leads, great. Now I need to improve at sales calls. Now I need to get more booked calls from these leads. But don't worry about having all that in place before you're even getting leads. And so this is where staying consistent comes from. A lot of people keep changing shit, especially myself. This is mostly a lesson to myself. A lot of people change shit. I change shit when I don't need to change shit. When nothing is happening, I keep changing a thing. VSL converts fine, I change it. Price working, I change it. Offers fine, I add something else, I remove something, whatever. I keep looking at the thing instead of just doing more of what works and focusing on the problem that I need to solve next. And so what the fuck is this video about? How I made this with very little subscribers. Yeah. So the whole point of making a lot of money with very little subscribers is to keep everything as simple as possible. You are making useful videos for a specific person, and then you give away something free to get a lead, you get them to book a call, and you sell them something expensive. And until something breaks, don't do anything else besides that. And so it can be boring, but just remember, you will get bored before your viewers get bored, and you will get bored before your customers get bored. So often people think I'm promoting too much. It's like, no, people don't even know you exist, bro. I just had a call. The guy I had a call with, I was like, how did you book the call? And he's like, oh yeah, I saw that post you made. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, I've made so many other posts telling you to book a call. I DM'd you, told you to book a call. The onboarding video tells you to book a call. The onboarding post tells you to book a call. But you saw it from this one point that I could have just not even posted at all. And he was like, oh, you have a place to book a call? Sure, I'll book a call. So keep doing what you're doing. Most people have no idea you're doing it. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to know how to make $10,000 with only 10,000 views, watch this video next. You can also check the links in the description if you want my help, you want to work with me and stuff, and subscribe. Bye.